Hello and welcome. This video is for those who want to prepare for jumping straight into Nightmare Zone on the new map. Here's 10 tips to practice on Nightmare Zone so that you're ready. Please bear in mind that there will be somewhat of an overhaul of the game mechanics, especially with the introduction of new melee weapons, so these tips are just things for you to practice now in the current Nightmare Zone, but be aware things will be quite different on the new map. So I'm going to be starting with a brand new community with no legacies, and I'll just be starting from scratch because I'm going to do this as a challenge on the new map. I want to start on Nightmare Zone with a new community, no legacies, to get the full effect of that map. Plan your communities. Have a goal for your community based on their available skills. Be aware of the good traits and the not so good traits. I would say medicine is the only must-have skill, so make sure one of your starters has medicine. I've got Rosie here who is nearly maxed out cardio and no skill, so I'm going to keep her so I can fill her in with any book I find in the game later on. Otavia has gardening, which is powerful in Nightmare mode as community members eat more food. Also, she has some shooting skill, so she would be a good member to leave a gun on for the AI to use. That leaves one slot, so I'll just keep generating until I get someone with medicine. I accidentally skipped past someone with fishing there. That's +2 food. That would have been really helpful. Lou seems decent. I don't think he has any negative traits and 6 stars in wits, so pretty good. Don't travel more than necessary. Each trip in Nightmare mode is a mission in itself, especially early in the game where you have to sneak everywhere. Cars are scarce, but enough fuel is laying around in certain locations. Take all your items from the starter vehicle by passing rucksacks to your teammates so you don't have to make several trips. Also, currently a feral seems to spawn right next to you at the very beginning, so I just take it out because it will cause more problems later on running away from it and everything. So whilst I'm in control, I like to go and take it out before anything else happens. Just make sure there's no horde nearby. You can fuel your starter vehicle if you want to keep your starter vehicle, but I prefer not to. You should run into another better vehicle pretty quickly, so I take my fuel back to the base. At the start, I find I walk around more anyway. Save your weapons. Stealth kill everything humanly possible. Items break down incredibly quickly, so use your close combat knife or screwdriver wherever possible. Also, use the trick of crouching twice to move faster while sneaking. Although I think that is the sneak button is going to be changed in the new map with the update, so I don't think you'll be able to do that, but you can still do it currently in the current Nightmare Zone. Build an infirmary. I've experimented a lot between infirmary, workshop, garden and sniper tower, but nothing beats your character's healing when resting. A fully healed character gives you so much more confidence to go out and find things and get into fights. It's a downward spiral once you get severe injuries and you're struggling to find things to heal them and they're not healing properly when rested. You just end up finding it more and more difficult. So the resources can be found nearby pretty easily, even on Nightmare mode, and you're unlikely to be finding excess weapons, so the sniper tower is not going to be much help. So I can't recommend the infirmary enough. In this playthrough, I built it straight away. I was even out of resources, but I built it straight away, and I've not had any problems with injuries in this playthrough. Scout the neighbourhood. In any game, information is key, and State of Decay is no different. On the new unknown map, it will be essential to find a tower early and scope the area out. This will help you plan future missions and find your starter vehicle and avoid any big nasty Zeds. Stay within walking distance of your home and loot the closest buildings. Then, when your base is set up a little more effectively, you can think about recovering a vehicle for the longer runs. Clear out local Zeds. Regularly check around your base for hordes of ferals. They may seem like not a big issue on their own, but if you let them build up and then your base comes under siege, you will have a big problem. I think this is something that catches a lot of players out. A minor siege can end up killing your community if it attracts the attention of other nearby baddies, especially ferals. Also check your members after a siege for blood plague and always have the cure on hand. Often players will lose a character because they did not notice an AI-controlled human had blood plague. Leave a gun on the AI. They will not use up ammo. This is especially helpful early game. If I'm running out of ammo on my only gun, I'd rather leave it with the AI so they can use it repeatedly rather than keep it on me just in case I can get one good shot off on a feral. You're better off doing some acrobatics to make the feral run around your AI characters so they can keep using the shotgun or pistol. Cull dead weight. Keep your community small and full of positive people. If you can, try not to have anybody with negative traits, or at the most have only one person with a negative trait. You can find people with skills or learn from books throughout the game, and you can level up cardio and wits, but you can't get rid of negative traits. You can live with reduced stamina and things like that, but anybody who is annoying or irritating, get rid of them, because they'll just cause you immense problems throughout the whole game, and you just don't want that on Nightmare mode, so only positive thinking allowed. Move base to be closer to new areas. Once you have exhausted all the loot nearby to your home base, don't be afraid to move. I generally have around 4 bases in a playthrough, one in each quarter of the map until I've exhausted all the looting in that area. I find this easier than driving across the map constantly, but this may just be a personal preference as I'm a terrible driver. Surround the base with outposts. Anybody who has played the first State of Decay will be aware of this one. Since the developers got rid of mines from outposts, it became a forgotten tactic. But I have found outposts have another important function beyond resource gathering: clear zones. I like to surround the late game base especially with outposts. This reduces Z spawning close to home and on Nightmare Zone. This is a real advantage. I'm not sure how many people do this, but end game I have 1 outpost far from home and the rest as close as possible. So there is significantly less spawning, especially of Juggernauts and Ferals, right in your home base when you don't need it when you're under siege. So this is a tactic I would recommend, but again, it could be preference. I'm not sure if this is accepted or not. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think of my video. If you think these are good tips, let me know. If you think they're not very good tips, let me know. Is there ones that I missed out that are more important? Let me know down in the comments. I could make another one if people want me to do more tips. Also, let me know if you're going to be jumping straight into Nightmare mode on the new map, or are you going to play it through on an easier setting first? Am I mad starting it on Nightmare Zone? Am I going to lose all my characters? I'm not going to carry any characters over. I'm going to start with a brand new community from scratch. So let me know what you're going to do, and see you in the next video.